Saturday morning, you know what that means. It's time for the RE/MAX Magnolia Real Estate Show with myself, Cutis Pope, and this week we're bringing in the wild card. We got Richard Cummins here.
We do. The wild card, Sir Richard. We were thinking of what do we do with this, I think
Sir
last
Richard,
time.
can't we just give you the king title, King Richard?
King Richard, well that belongs to Brodeur.
Right, and also Michelle would probably be going, come on, don't do that.
It would elevate her to queenhood though.
Isn't she already there?
Yeah, well, yes, it's true, she is. Don't forget it.
Trying to help you out here, buddy.
Labor Day weekend.
Yes, here we are. Can you believe
Wow.
it? Summer's coming to an end.
Don't say it.
I know, I hate saying that.
I
You're gonna have to put some of the cars away for the summer.
No, see that's why I hate it. That's why I was gonna have the generally out today, but there's so much traffic and everything, and
You know what we need? You need to get a couple winter cars then, like stuff that you can take out and have fun with in the winter.
yeah, like maybe the semi from Smoking the Bandit.
That would be good. Or the 18 Venice.
The 18 Van. Hey, okay, all right. If Michelle's listening, then
Yeah.
we're
you
budgeting.
need a new car.
I think I do.
I think
she got a horse.
She got a horse. You need some horsepower.
I need some horsepower. Equalization. See, this is equality.
I'm helping you out here, buddy.
And thank you, Curtis. We'll do something. And here's a guy helping me out, and I've yet to get him in the Night Rider.
Well, it'll happen one day. I have faith.
20 years.
All right, so what are we doing here? This wild card episode. So now, the funny thing is that, of course, you aren't one of the agents at RE/MAX Magnolia, but you've been around this so long, you know as much as pretty much anybody else. You just don't know it.
It's true, and I own the brokerage, Magnolia Brokerage. So we're just at the owners brokerage conference.
So you can
in
own
San
a brokerage
Diego.
even though you're not an agent.
That's right. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay.
You skip that and go straight to the power.
You buy your way in.
You just buy your way in and say, look, I'm going to make some changes here.
So now that means though Michelle can make you work.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is even from the beginning, we started that we could be in two places at once.
Right.
And that just was. I'm good at heavy lifting. I used to be anyway.
Yes, you have to go put the signs up when she's like, who's going to put up the for sale sign?
Signs and everything. She can be, she does what she does best. And I mean, you can imagine me on the billboard, and people would be having accidents and thinking there was an alien invasion or.
I hear you. There's a reason that she's on the billboard and I'm not. There's a little Country 107.1 logo, but I'm not anywhere on there.
Oh, maybe we should change that.
I don't think so.
No?
I got a face for radio, as my dad likes to tell me.
Yeah, and then they made, well, you're okay. I mean, you kind of look like you have a shirt in one of your pictures. You look like Luke Duke, which is pretty cool. And yeah, and then we started taping these. Like, I thought there was radio.
I know, and that is your wife. She wanted to record them and get them on YouTube.
This will be on YouTube, on some,
yes.
tube.
I battled the video for the longest time. We don't need to do video, Michelle. We don't need to do video. And she twisted my arm.
Yeah, it's like, now I've got to go on a regimen. I got to shave.
I know. I got to do my hair when I can remember.
Put a brush in it.
Yeah. So what are we talking about here for this wild card episode? So what are we talking about? You went to the brokerage conference.
Yeah, we're gonna hit a bunch of things. Stay tuned for second part because we'll be talking about some elephant in the room, which is speaking of, was that me?
No. Me or I don't know which one you're. Both of us. We got two here.
We're gonna talk about some. This show is for realtors as well as for the general public who has a keen interest or thinking of getting into real estate or thinking of selling their home. I mean, real estate permeates everywhere from reality shows to cardboard boxes. I'm sure there's
part of everyday life.
There's a real estate of the East End somewhere.
That's right.
But I'd like to talk a little bit about even what was happening with NAR. People talk about what was this real estate lawsuit? What does that mean? Well, stay tuned for the second part. Don't leave, and we'll talk a little bit about that and about some light at the end of the tunnel even. So we'll say the good news for end. I was reading the Harvard Business paper just before we got here, and something struck me. It said there was an article that said 4 warning signs of ethical burnout in your team or in your business, and I was like, okay, ethical burnout. Let's see what they're talking about. I know you've reached that probably many years ago.
I'm in radio.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I work with radio salespeople. Oh, if they're listening, I'm in so much trouble.
They say yes, yeah. They say goal setting and expectation can destabilize people's ethical compass. Well, okay, that's new. Putting them at heightened risk of ethical lapses. Goal setting and expectation. And it goes on to say that when doing the right thing feels burdensome compared to seemingly less costly shortcuts, they can teeter on ethical.
I like that.
Ethical burnout.
You think?
Yeah.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. That one kind of was, yeah. When doing the right thing is a problem.
When it becomes birds, I mean, picture this in other business, like this talking about business in general, like what, when you work for the airline, like, that valve's
It'll
on
be
there.
fine.
It'll be fine. Yeah.
They can fix it in Calgary when it lands.
Yeah, that's we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, Calgary. Just so you know, you might want to look at that lug nut on.
The landing gear. If it lands, it's fine.
Yeah. Hey, it's Calgary, right?
Yeah.
It's, but so what do you think their answer was? I mean, picture the food business too. It's like,
yeah,
it's real burdensome to.
I dropped the steak on the floor. It's fine.
I won't talk about the restaurants I worked at.
10-second rule. I always just like that. I don't think I want to know what happens in the kitchen, so I just enjoy my food and try to forget.
To this day, I will not watch that movie, that serving movie, whatever that is. I won't. I've heard enough, and I just can't. I won't. So their answer, Harvard's answer. It's Harvard now, by the way.
Harvard.
Dial it back. Don't envy lofty goals. Like, what's a lofty goal? Is that like
I guess it's
inspirational or like a motivation? Like, just dial it back.
All I can think of is that it's got to be like having realistic goals and things like that, like so that you don't burden yourself with it, so that you burn out. I don't know. I mean, it seems you need to have goals, but
Lofty. Should we build this bridge, and get to the? Nah.
But I guess there's a fine line, like there's with anything.
There is a fine line. Lofty goals. I don't even know what that means. I guess but we at Magnolia we talk about these things. We say it's almost like a biblical, the way they say be above reproach. That's the way it's said, and it's like reproach is like if someone comes up to you, just make sure you never give them a reason to mistrust you or do there is no such thing as cutting a corner, because it'll always come back to bite you, and it never brings success. So maybe we should all just dial it back. I don't know.
Yeah.
But see, I mean, I was just thinking in contrast to the brokers owners conference, you think a lot of these things is like there's a lot of frivolous cheerleading and like and glad handing, but
like any conference,
like any
a certain amount of that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, we've been around enough to see and hear almost everything.
And the alcohol helps whenever you're at a conference.
Alcohol helps. It's like, I mean, there's always that beautiful, fully stocked every conference, and there it is. It's just
been a few. Musicians.
Yes, I mean, it's talk about lofty goals and inspiration. I can say anything once, but this is just kombucha, folks. I mean, that's all that is.
It's the good stuff.
But the tactic was a little more transparent, a little more cutting edge. I don't really know how to explain it. Dave Liniger was there. He's the guy who started this in 1974 and changed the way real estate was. I mention it all the time, and I'll keep mentioning it, is that movie Glenn Ross. It's perfect. It showed you exactly what real estate was. You actually had a boss. It was an office. It was an 80-20 split, 20% to you, and if you're lucky, you might negotiate to a 50-50, but they gave you the leads. A lot of times they were just ripping pages out of the phone book. And that was their generated leads that made them. And Liniger came in and said, under this real estate license, I will give you the chance to be your own entrepreneurial force, like your own boss. You keep most of your commissions. There'll be an office fee to keep the office going. And look what happened. Boom. From the tightly controlled, 50-50 old-fashioned style to those who, I mean, what a difference from ethical burnout. I mean, the people came on board and were hungry for that. They wanted to have that individual opportunity. And amazing that that real estate, not only is it putting people in something absolutely necessary, but you can have a career and make a living. It's actually pretty amazing. He was in the Air Force, and he had to go through basic training like anyone else, like under the in the A-team and stuff. You saw them
crawling under the wire,
and they're strafing above them. And he's saying all this stuff, and he goes, and here he is. This is Dave, right? So I think I can quote this because it's Dave, and he quoted it to thousands of people, to us, and to everything. But he said something very amazing. They said, how did you make it here now, 2024? It's 50 years of this business dominating your industry. And he says, This is his answer. The cowards leave, the weak die along the way, and the strong get stronger. And he said that in the most positive way, and in the most how would you say it? Like
Unapologetic, just
unapologetic, 100%. Yeah. The cowards leave, the weak die along the way, and the strong get stronger. But he said that.
But it's a military way of looking at things. It absolutely is, right? Like,
and he is unapologetic. Actually, that's probably the best word. I was trying to come up with. Man, this guy, like, literally. But look what happened. I mean, I think his work speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you think about making an impression. Here's part of the part where we go to the recruiting. If you're not already in Remax, if you're in Remax, disregard. I can't recruit you, you know. But making an impression, as Remax is doing globally, for you guys, for anyone who comes to Remax, they spent $4 billion in advertising just last year. I've got a list of things here from the TV sponsorships, home ads, you know, all their PR, their brand appears in all the top financial posts in print, CB24, CTV. They have a really big Canadian, in fact, they're the top trusted real estate brand in Canada. National Post, Magnolia TV, HETV, TSN, SN. During the NFL, they got a coveted commercial spot. You actually spend less time being top of mind with people because Remax is doing it for you. And so they got, how many impressions? Close to 4 billion impressions, like reactions through their advertising. And that's not even you doing anything. That's Remax doing that for you. So if you're looking to up your game, Google Trends, in the past 5 years, Remax brand was searched more than any other real estate brand in Canada. That means when people are looking for a real estate agent, they're not looking just for an agent, they're looking for a Remax agent.
Which makes sense, because often with that top mind awareness, we deal with that in radio all the time, right? I mean, you think about, you don't ask for a facial tissue, you ask for a Kleenex.
Kleenex.
You know, you think things like that. Like, there's different things where the certain product becomes more than, and becomes the brand. And Remax is definitely kind of becoming that when it comes to real estate.
Yeah, I was always so embarrassed at this shows our age, at the Zellers Cafe, remember?
Yep.
The Kmart Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
My mom would ask for a McMuffin. I'd be like, that's McDonald's. But that was branding, right?
Yep.
You said what you thought it was.
Exactly.
And
that's good branding. That's top of mind awareness.
McMuffin, folks.
Yep.
And Kmart Diner, which...
Been a while.
It's been...
Well, speaking of a while, we're actually at the point we should probably take a quick break.
Yes.
But if people are interested in joining the team at Remax Magnolia, what can they do?
They can visit remaxmagnoliarealty.com. We have all our information there. Contact us. Come down. We're on 1st Avenue in Mission. Come, knock on the door. Come take a look at the office. We'll give you a tour. We have a candy tower and coffee waiting for you.
And which days is James not there to make it more better for me?
Oh, because he'll just, yeah. In fact, he'll give you the tour of a lifetime.
We have to pick on James. It's a weekly thing, so I just thought to would dig at James. You know.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. There, I see the light blinking. James must be calling.
No, he's probably calling.
He's probably calling.
No, he likes the fact we talk about him. All the publicity for him.
Yeah, James will. He will be there. He's there almost every day. He's
even when he's not supposed to be.
Even when he's faithful. I think it's the Candy Tower. No, James. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more right after this. Candy Tower.